the news we crave. Under neon lights we take a stand. Knights and wizards across the land.
Good morning and welcome back. How are you? It is another Monday here on this planet of Earth, and I am once again cosplaying as the OGGM, broadcasting live from Site B, located in the foggy city of Fresno, Nevada, which doesn't actually exist. How y'all doing? It's another week. It's another day. It is foggy. It is Halloween. It is October. It is time once again to look at all the freebies and stuff that is available for us on the old drive-thru, DM's Guild, whatever you want to call the thingy that sells the stuff. So these are all PDFs, as always, in case you haven't figured that out by now. You will not get any physical content unless it specifically says in the description of the product, and I will let you know if there's a physical copy, or at least I'll try. We know I sometimes make a lot of mistakes. Really? Me? What? Make mistakes? Never. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. It's a pretty slim pickings this week, considering the holidays are coming up. It's kind of a surprise, but I'm sure there's reasons. Teeny people. Okay, so we've got, this is, might be recognizable. It is from the Little Nightmares video game franchise, and it looks like the Little Nightmares video game franchise is dipping its toes in tabletop role-playing game. Unless Little Nightmares was based upon a tabletop role-playing game that I'm not aware of. So yeah, this is the Little Nightmares, and they are doing a tabletop role-playing game adventure. It's called Little Nightmares Sickly Sweet. You play as the two characters, Needles and PJ, or you can make your own. You make your way through the universe of Little Nightmares. It's got its own custom system to tie into the video game and the various YouTube Let's Plays. I'm not a video game guy. I don't know anything about Little Nightmares. I assume it's a co-op, problem-solving, adventure-y thing. I'm sure one of the VTubers I like have done it. But yeah, so it looks like you play teeny people exploring the normal-sized world and trying to interact with the normal-sized world using teeny people technology, which I absolutely love. So I have a feeling that if I had a video game system, I'd like to even try this game out, because I do love the idea of teeny people, pixies, fairies, but anthropomorphic mice. Secret of Nims, one of my favorite movies. So yeah. Goodman Games has released a free adventure for Dungeon Crawl Classic, link down below, called Beneath the Isle of the Serpents. Explore the wilderness to find out what's causing the islanders to go missing, then crawl through the dungeon to root out the threat. I love islands. I love island adventures. Dinosaur Jungle Island with pirates is my favorite setting. So yeah, I like this. There's a Twilight 2000 zine called Good Luck, You're on Your Own. They've got the 9th volume out. It's available for free. It's got some adventures, some notes and stuff in the world of Twilight 2000. I have Twilight 2000 sitting on the shelf. Another game I bought because I heard such good things about it. Amazingly, lots of great concepts, politically appropriate, but I've never had a chance to play it. We've got a huge lightning round, like at least 25, 30, all mostly for 5e with a couple others in there. So if you're looking for some free stuff, head on over to drivethru. Nothing in really any order. You would think there'd be some more spooky stuff considering it's Halloween, but no, there isn't. Fantasy Grounds is doing a big autumn video game sale. This virtual tabletop is available for a low price for a lifetime license, plus you get discounts on rules, set adventures, and other expansions. So for $13, you can get a lifetime license to Fantasy Grounds. That's 75% off. And you get 50% off on all the rules, adventures, and supplements. It's another VTT. I can't remember if that's the one I like. They all have their advantages. They all have their disadvantages. They all do something really, really well, and then, mediocre, and then just all the problems that we seem to have with VTT. My VTT of choice is still Owlbear, not because it's better or worse. It's just easy. It's very simple. And I like about that. And I haven't managed to break it yet. So Drivethru is doing the Month of Darkness. There we go. There's some spookiness, which has a huge sale on all the World of Darkness stuff. I guess from all the various different publishers. There's 3, right? Because White Wolf still exists. Then Catalyst and Renegade. So yeah, at least 3, maybe more. Somebody explained to me how I ended up with so many different people being able to make stuff for White Wolf, but it was a long time ago. I'm sure Aaron the Relentless knows. Anyways, it's 40% off, and that ends on Halloween. Pink Dice Bag Publishing collected together a lot of system-neutral titles called a Very Spooky Bundle. It's got tables and adventures and things about necromancers and books on ghostly encounters, and just like it says, just really a collection of stuff, all vaguely Halloween spooky themed. And that's $13. No, I'm sorry, $30. I read that wrong. And then here we have The World of Darkness. Ooh, spoopy. Moving on. So yeah, I've got the Renegade Games Studios Paradox Interactive Month of Darkness digital bundle, which has got a whole bunch of titles, up to 57 different World of Darkness titles from the 3 game system published by the Renegade. So it's $25 for the full set. It goes to support children's charities. Then we've got the physical bundle, this Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition bundle. It's got a whole bunch of stuff for Vampire the Masquerade. So yeah, these are all physical copies. This is the first one. The entire bundle is physical copies of all these adventures. $150 for a complete Vampire the Masquerade World of Darkness collection. Doesn't say how much it's going to cost for shipping and handling and stuff like that. I assume a lot, especially if you're shipping outside of the States. We've got the Dungeon Masters Tabletop Essentials 3D printable scenery and accessory bundle. Try and say that more than once. It's a very big bundle filled with STL files. It says it has 96 STL files for $25. When downloading STL files and installing them, I have to once again remind you that before you open anything, please check them for viruses, please check them for malware, please check them for phishing technology, whatever. 96 of the STL files for $25, and that goes to support food banks. Crucible 7 has got their Warhammer RPG starter set. It's got Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40K titles. 29 titles total for $25. It goes to support children's charities. So if you're interested in getting into the world of Warhammer, either side, they've got it for you. Goodman Games is doing their X-Crawl Extreme Dungeon Crawl Super Bundle. Again, try and say that more than once. It's got 44 different items for the X-Crawl setting. Who knew there were that many things made for the setting? And if you want to go for the full price of $40, you get some freebies, and you get an actual copy of a physical product, a one issue of the X-Crawl Classics magazine for $40. I can't. No, nobody's gonna want that. $30, you get all 44 titles, PDFs for X-Crawl. Who knew there was that many made for X-Crawl? I think I mentioned before how X-Crawl is like just one of those great urban myths of the tabletop role-playing game community, where people like think they've heard of it, and people suggest it, and they go, "Oh, wasn't there a game?" There's a lot of those. Perhaps that's a topic for a separate blog, but there's a lot of those urban myths out there and games that people think they saw. Ooh, I got some. It's from Popper Knight. It says, "What's up, OG?" And I've heard Little Nightmares and stuff like that. All right. Well, hey, Popper Knight, thanks for stopping by. Okay. And that's it. That's literally it this week. So I don't know why it says D&D, Pathfinder, World of Darkness, Little Nightmares, Shadowdark, Morkborg, OSR, Warhammer, and more, unless they're talking about these, there's none of those mentioned. We've got the Dungeon Crawl Classic as the only thing, and the Twilight 2000, World of Darkness. Yeah, but no D&D, no Pathfinder, no Shadowdark. So unless you're referring to these, that's, yeah, which I guess they are. I mean, there might be a Shadowdark D. There's definitely a lot of D&D in there. Yeah, no. So I think I would have, the Little Nightmares tie-in is probably the biggest news. I'm curious because it's one of my favorite topics, teeny people. So I might check the adventure out. Other than that, kind of disappointing considering it's spooky season that the only spooky thing related we have is this World of Darkness bundle. But if you're not interested in the World of Darkness bundle, we've got the very spooky bundle from Pink Bag, which is a great name. I'm looking at it on now. It's got a lot of random generators. Yeah, random generator, random generator, random generator, random generator, a lot of random generators. Book of Fantasy Drugs. Okay. 100 things to find in an abandoned house. 100 things to find in an abandoned castle. So yeah, it just looks like a bundle of a bunch of random generators to help you get into the feel. That's the closest thing. So yeah, other than the World of Darkness, not a lot of spookiness for spooky season. I would have expected more. But anyways, there's a link down below if you want to check all this stuff out on your own. And if you're feeling generous, of course, please consider supporting the OGGM's adventures. Like, share, subscribe. Check out the various links down below that allow you to support me through the Ko-Fi, through the Dice affiliate, through the drivethru affiliate. And of course, I've got product on sale on drivethru for $6 each. Neither of which is really Halloween themed, but hey, yeah. Till next time, it is Monday, so hold on to your horses because I'm sure it's going to be another wild, wacky, weird week. And I'll talk to you momentarily. Till then, spook.
Monsters lurking in the night. Heroes ready for the fight. Dice are clattering on the wood. Storylines misunderstood. Get the lay